All right, guys, welcome to another live trading session. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, all the tier 1 guys. Who we got here? Got Lee Wilkinson, Chris, Rudy, Chris Elmore, Chris DeNoyer. How's everyone's weekend been? Everyone have a good one? Everyone having a lovely weekend? I know it's Tuesday, but we start the trading sessions on a Tuesday. So, Hybrid says, I only found Jason's channel about 2 weeks ago. Truly appreciate the information shared and all the ideas. Keep going. Your true support here, man. I appreciate that. I get a lot of messages every day saying I can't believe how few subscribers this channel's got with all the rubbish out there. And that if that doesn't prove to you that truth doesn't really sell and people don't want to do the work, then I don't know what will. You know, shiny objects sell, but I'd like to be able to sleep at night and look my kids in the eye. So I just decided to tell the truth and grow a following very, very slowly, but have zero negative reviews or publicity. That's probably the best way you can go. So I appreciate you for watching. It's a slow grind, but we're getting there. And eventually, you know, the thing about, you know, the people that sell rubbish, the people that sell junk, they never ever get repeat custom. Okay. No one ever goes back because no one gets results. So if you could just focus on getting results for people, you know, they're going to tell someone, actually, I got a really good result with this guy. If you're interested in this, then go and see that guy because, you know, it worked. And eventually every client will come to me because it will just be like, well, I've had bad experience here, bad experience here, bad experience here, and then they find me. And it's just truth and guiding them in the right way, hopefully. That's the idea behind it anyway. And that was an idea that I had 7 years ago, on this space. But it's a grind, but we'll get there. Who else we got here today? Let me know. Ali Al says, I'm looking at pound yen, pound Aussie Cad yen, euro Swiss. Morning, Becky. Good morning, good morning. Cool, Billy's in the house. Phil Ratcliffe, how you doing? Good to see you here. Let's take a look at guys in the tier 1 platform. Morning. All right. Welcome to the live trading room. This is a live trading room that we run every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, from 7:30 a.m. till however long it takes. And sometimes there's lots going on. Sometimes there's not a lot going on. And it just depends how much is going on as to how long these sessions take and what discussions we get into and what topics we go over and how many ideas you want us to go over. And but we go through 8 pairs. Okay, so the Aussie Cad, Aussie Dollar, Pound Dollar, Euro Dollar, Pound Aussie, Pound Yen, Dollar Yen, and New Zealand Dollar. We go through them in that order. We keep it consistent. We seek out trading opportunities that meet my trade plan rules. Okay, so not yours, mine, and the way that I trade this specific portfolio of currency pairs. Oh, the sound went a little bit there. And then I basically take trades that meet those rules. So it's not a signal service. It's not somewhere where you should come to copy trades or anything like that. That's not what I promote. That's not the way to consistently profitable trading. Okay, you're not going to be profitable trading that way. What you are going to be profitable trading is if you can build a system, understand that consistency is the most important thing, identify patterns that happen frequently in the market, and then be able to build rules around those and go and test them and play with them, and then refine those rules so that you're maximizing your risk reward profile, profit, your minimal risk, and strike rate. And then you go and test that, and then you develop a system. And then as long as it has a positive expectancy, you go and test it live trading on a demo account, maybe just to iron out any kind of user errors, such as order placement, leaving trades on overnight by mistake, getting slipped and things like that with spreads. And then once you've done that, you go live and you're a professional trader. That's it. And then you journal every single trade. And then every time you do your review, your journal trades become your new back testing so that you can make sure that it's still performing. That's it. That's how to trade, guys. Under 5 minutes. That is all you have to do. So why is it so bloody hard? Because people don't want to hear that. Because it requires quite a bit of work. Believe it or not. It requires quite a bit of work. And the easier way is to go and follow Pip Daddy on YouTube, who's telling you that actually you can earn thousands of thousands from a laptop anywhere in the world. You just have to do this strategy. I've never, ever found anyone of all the years that I've been doing this has come back to me and said, you know what, I actually went and done that strategy and it worked. I'm now, sailing in the Bahamas, trading 1 hour a morning or whatever. using this strategy that I just learned from this guy. I don't have to journal anything. I don't have to track anything. I just copied the setup. It doesn't work. Honestly, stop, please. There's no other way. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it. There's no other way. So, with that being said, let's get stuck in. Good morning, Tier 1. Let's get stuck into these pairs, shall we? Before I do that, has anyone got any setups that they want to let us know about on the radar that you're looking at? I'm just going to minimize this a little bit so we can see the chat here. There we go. Anyone? I'm actually just going to drag this out here as well. There you go, much cleaner. Morning from India. Morning. Dow Jones testing the 200 daily moving average. Live room not working. Should be working. Dow Jones. Yep. Do you think risking 0.25% per trade is too little risk? Well, look, here's the thing. There's no such thing as too little risk, is there? You can... There's no such thing as too little risk. It depends why you would think it's too little. If it's for account acceleration, then yeah, I mean, but one of our traders, I can't remember who it was now. Might have been Duncan. One of our traders used to risk 0.01%. 0.01%. They were trading a large amount. They'd built up a large amount. I'm not sure if it was Duncan or someone else, but they'd built up a large account. You know, they were trading a very large account, and yeah, 0.01%. They were trading something like I think they were trading $2.7 million. So that's what I consider a large account. You know, I consider a large trading account anything like, you know, once you get to 100 grand in your trading account, the compounding and just everything becomes a little bit more. I don't want to say easy, but the momentum and the kind of compound effect takes place at 100 grand, and you start to grow your account a little bit quicker if you don't take any money from it, right? I would consider a large account anything over $500,000. That's what I consider a large-ish account, because that's where you're getting some real, you know, you'd be getting some life-changing, potentially some life-changing income from that. And when I say life-changing income, I don't mean you're going to be like some ridiculously wealthy person. I mean that you're bringing in an income from trading that allows you to potentially do more than you did before. Potentially, depending on your returns and everything. But yeah. Is dollar yen on the way? And over the years, guys, my trading account has varied in size depending on what my motivation and focus was for that particular time. So one, there's capital rebalancing that I do. So if I have a massive win like I did in April 2020, and plus I had the Bitcoin trade and everything sort of play out at the same time, there was about there was almost a £400,000 increase to my account in a very short space of time. When that happens, I have to do capital rebalancing. So I rejig everything. Then there might be a focus where I start putting more into, you know, if we're going into a crash, I might shift more of my capital into my passive investments because I want to buy more of the market when it's crashing. I want to get bargains on the market. So I might shift from my trading account into my passive investment account or a stock even, or maybe, you know, I go and look at building a business and I'll put some capital there. So my whole liquidity system is dynamically kind of reordered, and funds are distributed across that liquidity system depending on what my agenda is. There's been times where my trading and my investing kind of ratio has been 60-40, and then there's times where it's been 90-10. So it just depends what's going on. And in terms of my account balance, my Forex, everyone's asking, what's your account balance? My trading account has been anything from about 1.7 million to about 700,000. So between 700,000 and 1.7 million, that's kind of where, you know, that's the fluctuation of my trading account. And it depends how I want to use it, right? But no matter how much is in that account, it's treated the same way. So I'm still risking, you know, I'm still approaching it the same way, generating the same percentage returns, or trying to approximate a flawless system that generates the same percentage returns over time. And I don't care how much is in it. Make sense? You don't want to be focused on monetary value. Don't want to be focused on profit and loss. You want to be focused on percentage gains over time. Put a post-it note. Did anyone see my video I did yesterday on journaling, by the way? I posted that out yesterday. Anyone got the video? Anyone see the video? Great video. Excellent. Good stuff. Go and check it out, Scott. It's there's two videos, one on Sunday, one on Monday. There's another one coming out today on investing, on managing funds. So that's coming out later today. That's going to be another good one. And then we've got more interviews coming. It's going to be a real good channel. And here's a question. All you guys watching this on YouTube, who here isn't a subscriber of the channel? There's two great videos. One where I interview the head of recruitment at S&B Capital and Mike Bellafiore himself. And then there's another one which I did on journaling, which you can go and check out now. But you have to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Come on, help me out. Help me out. If you're getting value and you think this is valuable, let's get the channel quality up. Please subscribe. In fact, I'm not even gonna carry on now until you hit the subscribe button. I'll wait here. Done it? No? Okay. I'm just kidding. Good stuff. Let's get stuck in then. Paul says, been refreshing, still doesn't work. Not yet. That's odd. All right. Okay, we're going to get stuck in then. Noti gang. So before we Before we take a look at some of the new opportunities, let's just have a quick flick through on the 4-hour time frame and just see some of the kind of indicators that we had on, some of the analysis that we did and what played out, what didn't. All right. Aussie Cad, wasn't looking at too much there. We had a nice hold of that resistance level again, which some of you I know were looking at. Aussie Dollar, we had the ascending channel, which rolled over. Beautiful. Pound Dollar, we had this compression breakout, which broke out and then pushed all the way back down into consolidation. Euro Dollar, nothing at all. Absolutely nothing at all. We've started to break out of this channel here, but nothing to get too excited about. Pound Aussie pushed down to this level. This is an awesome position. This is a great setup. This is something I'm definitely going to be looking at trading today. This is a long opportunity that I want to get involved with, and it's a structure-based long. We will take a look at that in just a moment. There's no need to, no need to rush or anything. We've got plenty of time to take a look at this, and we'll come back to this one very, very shortly. But this is a lovely, lovely setup. I would need the double bottom on the 4-hour, unfortunately. So we've got to wait a little bit, but it's an amazing setup. Cool. And then pound yen. Security code. Bear with me. What's everyone else looking at, by the way? Anything? Made it to a live session for a short bit before having to get ready to take my daughter to school and go to work. Been loving these sessions over the last couple of weeks. Excellent. Well, please subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and definitely make sure that you share the love. If anyone is interested in trading or learning to trade, we want to make sure that we give them the right advice, put them on the right path, give them the kind of timeless knowledge that they need, the most universal approach to build their trading success from. And that's really what the goal is on this channel. So, with that being said, we had a fake break here on the pound yen. See that? To me, that's untradeable, but we do have a fake break. Let's talk about this for a bit. What typically happens following this move here? Even though this is a bullish looking market, is this pattern bullish or bearish? Let me know. Is this bullish or bearish? What's happened here? Eric says, still in the butterfly on the Aussie CAD, following the pound Aussie. Pound Aussie is a good one. Pound Aussie's going to, if this trade plays out, pound Aussie will be my best performing pair of the year. Sorry, I'm not sure about that. Alexa talking to me. If we get involved in this pound Aussie, it'll be my best performing pair of the year by far because of the amount of profit that I get from it. That will tip it over the edge. Bearish. Yes, it's bearish. Okay. And the reason it's bearish is, and we're not saying it's a bearish market, we're saying this is a bearish pattern. And the reason it's a bearish pattern is because it's a fake break. Some people call this stop hunting. Some people call it, fake breakout. Some people call it fake out, whatever it might be. But essentially the story is the bulls have pushed right up into this zone, and then we've opened and closed all the way back down where we left off. Okay, taking out a ton of sell orders up here, essentially. And now what typically follows this kind of pattern is a rollover. We normally see this. Okay, so even though this is a bullish market, I definitely don't want to get long because that pattern there is keeping me out of it. That 2 candlestick move is keeping me out of any interested longs. Make sense? Alex is happy about the performing pair. Yeah. So what we've done here is we've just pushed up and pushed straight back down. It's a slap in. Imagine this like a slap in the face. Imagine this like this is Chris Rock and this is Will Smith. And we've given it the big un and we've been slapped back down. So that's the story of that candlestick, and that's not likely to continue up. We're likely to at least consolidate for a bit, if not roll over. So it takes me out of longs. Anyway, let's just quickly keep flicking through. Dollar yen rallied up again. And New Zealand dollar, beautiful rollover on that triple test there. Does anyone catch this? Did anyone catch this triple test or this ascending channel? However you took it, it was a beautiful rollover. And we started losing momentum as we came down into previous structure resistance. So absolute textbook structure-based setup. We already had the horizontal line up there at 69.70 based on previous. For this one, it wasn't particularly an area that I would look at because of it wasn't it wasn't one of my discretionary levels, but it was a beautiful bit of analysis and a beautiful rollover nonetheless. So if you caught that, amazing. All right, so now what we're going to do, let's go to the Aussie Cad and remove the drawing tools. Okay, always a good practice to remove drawing tools and start afresh, even though I've already done a set of pre-market analysis this morning on Trade Nation. Now I just need to do it again. One, that helps you build repetition. Two, it helps you understand the breathing patterns of the market more because you're forcing discretion. And three, you don't miss out on opportunities. It makes sure that you don't have tunnel vision on your bias, okay? Because you have to be able to adapt as well. Garrett says the S&B interview was very inspiring to me. I'm glad you enjoyed it. The purpose of that was really just to open people's eyes. Look, I didn't want anyone promoting anything. All I wanted to do was say, look, what's the difference between people that are good and people that are bad? People that get good at trading, people that fail. So whether you're looking to get funded or work for a prop firm or just be profitable, that video is literally a cheat code. After analyzing thousands of traders, there's no better qualified person than the head of recruitment at one of the most respected and successful prop firms on Wall Street. If you're not going to listen to me, and I've worked with thousands of traders as well, listen to them. We're all singing the same tune here. And bypass what doesn't work. Don't do what doesn't work. Listen to what doesn't work and don't do it. Oh, the old back is in a bad way today. So what we do is remove the drawing tools and we go out to the daily time frame. Okay, so we're going to go to the 1 day. And I'm using TradingView as this example for this trading room, guys, just because it's easy to see. It's all white backgrounds and everything. Normally I have a black background. What was the video? Someone type in the link, maybe. If someone could copy and paste the link into the chat, how to trade for a prop firm. Yeah, and it's got a thumbnail saying 7-figure trader, $25 million on it, on the thumbnail. Yeah. Before you even watch it, just give it a like. Please. Same with the one on journaling. The one after that is one on journaling. Come on, guys, don't be take. You're better than that. Just takes a second to give it a like. Boost the YouTube algorithm. Get it seen by more people. Help me out. All right. Aussie Cad then. That's the one, Eric. Thank you very much. someone could post it, post a link to that video on YouTube, that would be amazing as well. 7th Celestial, if you find it, copy the link and paste it into this chat for everyone else to see. You're the holding you accountable. You've got mod rights now. Thanks, Eric. Amazing. Cool. Your interview with Etienne was great as well. Yeah, that was thanks, Prasan. Appreciate that. Yeah. One guy's using your name on Telegram. I'd be surprised if it's one guy. There's hundreds of them on Instagram, unfortunately. If you enjoy, get value from someone, then why not like their videos? I'm the same. I'm the same, Prasan. If I smile while I'm watching it or have a little aha, I'm really, you know, I'd give it a like. Definitely. Where was the link posted? Oh man, let me get the link for you guys. Let me get the link for the video for you. Let's go. Let's go. 7-figure trader, share video, copy link. And here we go. That one there. I believe that's it anyway. Let's post this as me as well so you actually trust it. There you go. That's the video there. And then also the one on journaling is this one. Okay, so go and give those a little watch. That'd be much appreciated. Cool. So Aussie Cad, daily time frame. Not a lot to say about this in terms of directional, you know, trending moves or anything like that. We've basically held this resistance level. Is it a resistance level that I would trade off of again? Well, no, because the move's probably been made. Well, I know it's been made because I've already looked at this, but it's been made. Remember when I look for structure-based setups, I don't look for, you know, greedy targets. I just look to capture a quick, high probability move, good reward to risk, and get in and out of the trade. Well, I was looking for my fun up here. So on the second test of it, one, I'm not really interested, but two, at the moment, we've already rolled over to where my target would have been anyway. As I say, I'm not shooting for hell on my short trades. I just want to cut off the quick snippet, high probability move, which would have been this one here. Down at previous structure, I would have taken my targets off right here at 93.63. So just a quick in out. And now we're just consolidating. So what we can do is we can start looking to get long if we break and close above the high, or we can look for some form of consolidation setup. I know some of you trade flag patterns, some of you trade wedges, some of you trade compression breakouts and all the rest of it. For me, the most kind of obvious setup on this consolidation would be what we know as a advanced pattern, a bat pattern. Okay, so if you trade these advanced ratio patterns, you've got X, A, B, C, D. 886 completion, which means that's the 0.86% of the entire move from A to X to A. And that's what we call a bat formation. All right. And the idea is that if this combination plays out and we complete down here at 93.07, there is a high probability that price is going to test that level and push up to a 382 retracement. Okay, so the best case scenario target would be 93.57. and that would be target 1s. And if you trade target 2s, you're looking for the 618 retracement. But it's a very, very simple and effective strategy. Allows you to use limit orders, and it's also a great reward to risk because we're at the 8.86% of the entire move, 88.6% of the entire move. The reward to risk ratio, depending on your stop loss positioning rules, if you use a 113 inversion or an ATR, you're usually going to be 1.6 to 1.5 to 1, something like that. So let's check this out. I draw it on there using the rectangle tools because it's a little bit cleaner, but let's bring on a long position and just double check the ratios here using the trading view tools. There you go. So it's a 1.45 to 1, 1.44 to 1. So not bad. That's really all we got there. If we continue up, then there's a setup in the other direction. So if we continue up to the upside, X, A, B, C, D, and instead of a bat pattern, this would be what we call a Gartley, which lots of you are familiar with. Gartley setups. Let's color this one in red because it's a bearish pattern. So if we push up, the great thing about having these in your toolbox is we know now if we're in consolidation, if market pushes down, we've got a high probability long, and if market pushes up, we've got a high probability short. So we can attack this market from either way, and we've got a opportunity to make money depending on what situation this goes to. So great to have these kind of consolidation strategies in your trading toolbox. Doesn't have to be patterns, doesn't have to be ratio patterns, but it can be. It's wise to have a consolidation setup in your toolbox. And then as we drop down to the 60, we're not really interested in anything down there. Some of you might have a small little cipher in here, but there was nothing there when I measured it out. So that's really it for the Aussie Cad. There's the two setups on the radar. Let's go over to the Aussie dollar. Any questions on that so far? Let's go out to the daily. I must remind you guys, it's the 1st of April on... Precedent says it's literally the last uploaded videos on your channel. It's not hard to find. I know. This is why it's such a grind. Like, it's so hard to grow your YouTube channel, especially when you're telling the truth. People just don't know where your videos are. And on top of that, and this is kind of a great message for anyone who is trying to, build a name for themselves and everything. Remember this. People only hear what you say when you say it 7 times, when they hear it 7 times. Believe that. Believe that is true. People only hear you when they've heard you say something for 7 times. And the longer I've been doing this and the longer I've built programs and worked with people online and done content and videos, I know that is true because there is literally videos that I've put out for years and said the same thing over and over again. And I know certain followers have watched stuff for years. They then, Edward says, sorry, can you say that another 6 times? I didn't quite catch it. They will then come to me and say, this is a great message, man. It really hit home, and I think you've heard me say this before. You've definitely heard me say this before. But whatever reason, on that 7th time, it resonates. And there's lots of reasons why that's true, but the main one being is everyone's lives are noisy and messy and they've got lots going on. They're trying to think about other stuff. And what you're teaching is just isolated to your expertise. And they're not focused on that as much as you are. So although you like to think it, and although the people who are learning like to think it as well, they're not focused on it as you are. So they hear it, it sinks in. When you was at school, did anyone have like, I don't know, a supply teacher come in or some other teacher that come in on a topic you really struggled with, and then they just say it, explain it, and it just drops? It's like, what the way that person's explained it, I just understand it now. I've struggled for like a year or 2 years on this thing, and this teacher's just made it like so simple. The pennies just dropped. Right? And that's why. It's because it's not necessarily that you haven't heard the information. It's just the delivery. Keep delivering it, and then sooner or later it will resonate. And it's usually 7 times. Cool. What are these questions? When he keeps hitting the nail on the head. Elliott Wave and price action, says Roger Curley. I watch every video 7 times now, says John Cypress. Amazing. All right, so look, similar situation on the Aussie dollar where we were approaching this previous double top, 75.40. We started to put in this ascending channel, I should say. And as you drop down to the 4 hour, this is where you're going to see it very, very clearly. Didn't have the best flagpole on this one, but it is an ascending channel. It's an uglier ascending channel, but we double topped out here. We held the top, held the high. Entry would have been right here at 75.30. Okay, which would have been 6 o'clock yesterday morning. So if you're at your trades, at your charts yesterday, 6 o'clock yesterday morning, 75.30 would have got in, and you'd be taking it to the beginning of the setup. Okay, so 74.66 would be where your targets were, and we dipped down. If you front run your orders, you definitely would have been filled, I think. If not, you're still in it, but or you've cancelled the order because the move's been made and you wasn't filled, which is a pain when that happens, but it does happen. You have to be aware of it. So that's it. That's the ascending channel at structure. Do we want to buy this up and get long? No, absolutely not. I'll buy this up if we go above 75.45. If we break that high, I'll be looking for longs. If not, I'll be looking for consolidation setups. And that's it. Make sense? Now I go into consolidation mode. I pull out my consolidation toolbox and I say, right, what patterns have we got here that I can trade? On this pair, I can trade flags, ascending channels, descending channels, compression channels, breakout setups. So there's a lot more options I've got on this pair than the Aussie Cad. And straight away, I can see that we've got a bat pattern. There you go. So 75.30, 75.31 is a completion for a bat. We're almost there. Those of you who would get your orders in on this, you'd literally could place a limit order, be a sell limit, whatever your position size is here. Right? Whether it's 1 mini lot, 2 mini lot, 20K, whatever it is, and then boom, you're in. You place a sell limit, get your limit stops in, or your buy stop orders in, sorry, for your limit stop loss, 113, 75.49. So let's add a stop loss to this position. So you click on the stop loss, and what did we say? 75.49. And you're safe. So now the order's set, you're safe, you set and forget. Another wise idea, if you want extra kind of protection here to manage this, is just add a little alert so that when price crosses that area, you're going to get a little email, text message, ding, notification, whatever it might be. And then you're in. People are asking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is massively overextended. Massively overextended. Good morning, Jack. If you're using the RSI chart, there is hidden divergence. On the Aussie, on Bitcoin or Aussie dollar? Bitcoin's been pumping too hard, in my opinion. Yeah. Scotty says, I think it's going to hit 50K, then mess around for a little bit. Edward says, sorry for the basic question. Right. First things first, let's not apologize for any questions, because there's no such thing as a silly question. There really isn't. It's the only way that you're going to learn and move forward. Front running is a term expressed to or used to express basically allowing for the spread, okay, to ensure that you get filled. So if your order is at 74.50, you might want to set your buy limit at 74.52 just to allow for that spread. Make sure that you get triggered in. Elon did pump Bitcoin again, did he? I don't really keep an eye on Bitcoin. Obviously, I'm holding Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I don't really keep an eye on it, to be honest with you. 27th of March. Yeah, I can't remember where. What was 24th? Yeah. I think we're going to see a rollover on Bitcoin because we've just, as you say, it's being pumped a little too hard at the moment. Stochastic oscillator on the daily also looks bearish for Aussie dollar. Yeah, so we're just at major resistance on the Aussie dollar. Okay, so I wouldn't be looking to trade a trend or anything, but I know that I certainly don't want to get long. So let's go to, although having said that, there are opportunities, right? So far we've got 2 opportunities on the Aussie Cad. We've got an order limit set on the Aussie dollar. Now let's go to the pound dollar. So two pairs for 2 for 2. There's opportunities. There's not going to be too much on the pound dollar, I can tell you that now. Let's go out to the daily. Lower low, lower close, pull back. If you was looking to short, this would have been the optimum zone up here because it was previous structure support become resistance. Moving averages fanning out really, really nicely. This is a great opportunity to get involved. Didn't have a daily chore set up. Rolled over. We're kind of in the middle of the move now. So this isn't an ideal place to short, is it? Because where's your stop going to go? You're not going to get the reward to risk profile that you want. The move's halfway down to previous lows, if that's where you was taking the continuation move to. So how can we get involved in the meantime? Well, you might wait for another pullback to get into a zone that gives you a great reward to risk, or you look for some kind of consolidation set up on a lower time frame, or yeah, I mean that's really all we're looking at. It's a bit of a sideways move on the pound dollar at the moment. No clear indication of a nice decisive level of support looking left to short anything on a lower time frame for me. So yeah, if you trade flag breakouts, you've got one here. I don't trade flag breakouts on the pound dollar just because I haven't tested them. But this is kind of what you're looking at here. This would be called a bearish flag breakout with the thesis or prediction that we're likely to push down. And conventionally, what you're doing is you're taking targets at a cloned move or an equal measured move of the highest high in the flag and the length of the flagpole. So your targets are going to be down here somewhere. So you would be placing a short position. You might wait for the breakout, or you might trade the top of the flag. Obviously, if you trade the top of the flag, you're getting the best reward to risk. If you trade the breakout, you're getting the worst reward to risk. And if you're trading like at market here, you're getting kind of the medium reward to risk, depending on what your stop loss rules and everything anyway. That's what I was looking at. It says PA 1987 Gaming. There you go. There's your flag breakout. Oh, God. Sorry, guys. What's this keep coming up? Software update. Remind me later. Anyone else got anything on this? So I'm going to go to the euro. And then once we've done the euro, you know how we do. We'll take a quick coffee refill. Refill the old coffee cup, which is staring at me dry. Eric says not only are the reps are important, but saying it from different perspectives also. Yeah. Yeah. That's why when I deliver content, you would have heard me use kind of metaphors, stories, fables, you know, kind of little ways to get a point across or a message across that's relatable in another way. And sometimes it'll be the same piece of content, but I'll deliver it from a perspective of what that person's going through, and it will hit harder. It'll resonate. They'll listen more. They'll understand it more, because all the noise in the world, all they've got in their head really is what their worries are, what their concerns are, what they're trying to do, and they're relating it to their situation. So if you can say the same message again and again and again, but slightly, you know, put it from different perspectives or different examples or different metaphors or different stories and fables and all the rest of it, you are going to, yeah, even though you're saying the same thing, you're going to hit home with someone better. And I can't stress enough the importance of not being afraid to repeat yourself. Repeat yourself. I think a lot of people struggle, entrepreneurs especially, when they feel like they've got to come up with fresh content. They've got to keep coming up with this kind of, I don't know, like earth-moving, thought-leading ideas, when really just, you know, come up with your maxims, your beliefs, and start sharing that over and over and over and over again. Over and over again. If you go back to my first YouTube videos, I'll be saying the same thing. If you go back to my first newsletter, you'll hear what I produced in my podcast. If you go back to my first podcast, you'll hear what I produced in my show. You'll hear what I produced on blog articles, live room sessions, my trainings, my programs. It's like if everyone went back and read every one of my newsletters, you'd probably have 90% of Tears of Freedom program. Cool. Why do people buy the Tears of Freedom program? Because it's delivered in a more kind of step-by-step way, hand-holding way, resonates more. They want help with implementation. What book do you recommend a young entrepreneur read? I recommend you read a book called, I'm not going to take it out because it's going to take out my whole shelf, but it's called Entrepreneur Revolution by Daniel Priestley. He's a good friend of mine. There you go. Entrepreneur Revolution. Excuse the spelling. So what's happening with euro dollar then? Euro dollar on the daily time frame. We have got this compression channel. Typically, you see these all the time. One of two things happens. We either break to the downside or we see a little pullback and then a break to the downside. This one looks like it's broken out to the downside already, but it hasn't really got strong momentum. A lot of indecision here, a lot of anticipation here, just moving sideways. Is this an attractive short? Is it attractive buy? Not for me. You know, not for me at all. So, lots of people saying about profits on Bitcoin. Look, you want to be mindful, guys, with the whole profit on Bitcoin. If you're looking at withdrawing any of that, just understand that Coinbase gave Inland Revenue, HMRC, all access, okay? And it might take them a while to catch up on the tax owed on that, but they will catch up. All right, so here's some word of warning in advance. Make sure that you cut off the tax on that profit and store it somewhere ready for when you get that letter. Because otherwise, we're about to go into a big crash. The cost of living is doubling around you right now. Okay. Inflation is going to rise. And when you get a tax bill for 5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand, whatever it might be, 40 grand. I paid my tax bill the other day, and it's a hefty lump. Sorry, the other day, the end of Jan. And if you get another tax bill with a nice surprise that, oh, hello, that Bitcoin profit that you got, you went from, I don't know, 25 grand up to 100 grand. Well, the profit on that is 75 grand. Okay. You owe us 30% of that profit, right? All of a sudden you owe a nice chunk. Yeah, you might owe 20 grand of 20 grand tax. Okay, so that will finish you off if you're in a recession and you're struggling. That Bitcoin could definitely be the cause of bankruptcy because of Inland Revenue coming after you for tax on profits. And they've got all your information. Like, there's no hiding from it. They know the transactions. It's literally a case of them sitting in that office, just going through every transaction of what one got withdrew higher than what that they put in. And that's it, right? Contact that person. Where's the tax? Where's the filed tax? Does it tally up with their tax return? Yes or no? If no, it flags up red. They contact you. They'll come after you. And then when they come after you, they won't just look at that. They'll give you a hard time. They'll be looking at everything you're doing. All right, so just be careful. That's all. I don't want you guys. My whole goal is to help you build wealth and become financially free. Whether that's through investing, trading, stocks, whatever it might be. I don't want you to lose money unnecessarily or go back or reset. So just be mindful of that, because that's one of the things that could put you back. A couple of years it could put you back. And we don't want that, do we? We want to move forward. 2022 is the year to move forward, not to get set back because of a bloody Bitcoin profit that you just, you know. So sometimes it's just not worth it. Sometimes it's just not worth it, because if you can't handle the fact that you've got to pay, you know, you think, oh, well, you know, I put 25 grand in and I got out 100 grand. Why can't I just keep it? If you think like that, it's not worth it. Poor Rishi can't afford to not collect any taxes due. Well, yeah, I mean, like, they're all incentivized to do it. Even the people working for the Inland Revenue get commission based on, you know, the amount that they can get off of you. So they're incentivized. Even the people that are going to come after you, they're incentivized to come after you. And think about it. These people are the people that will... here's the type of person, right, that will come after you. They're probably earning 25, 30 grand a year in a government office, in, you know, horrible environment to work in my opinion, but, you know, that kind of corporate, working for the government, undervalued, under-rewarded, getting 30 grand a year, and they're looking at you taking in 50 grand, 60 grand, 100 grand profits off of a Bitcoin trade, avoiding paying your taxes when they have to pay theirs, right? And that is the sort of person that will be at home going off their own back to do research on you, even though they're only being paid 30 grand. Make sense? They've got an interest in going after you and making sure they close the deal. Because one, they're thinking commission. Two, they're thinking, screw you, you know. Who do you think you are, not paying taxes when I'm here struggling in this office, coming after like people like you? That's the mindset. And they won't stop because they're interested in it. So let that be a word of warning. Another bat pattern here, guys. So if you're into bat patterns, this would be the next one on the radar. Again, it would be a sell limit, because we can set a sell limit order on this. You'd set your position size, set the trade, and then with this one, your stop loss would be up at 1050. And in that case, great idea to front run orders. Whenever I get a 50 level, you know, you really want to make sure that you get a couple of pips above that, because that is a psychological number. So let's go 152, and there you go. You're in the trade. Your trade set. All right. So this is the juice. This is the juice. Unfortunately, I can't enter this on the hourly. I need a double bottom on the 4 hour. I need this candle to close down here. All right. But what we're going to do is we're going to refill the coffee cups. We're going to come back and take a good detailed look at this market, because this is a great trade setup. And I'm going to remove the drawing tools right now. We're going to quickly refill the coffee cups, and we'll come back in 13 minutes. So we'll be back at 8:47, and we'll get through the rest of the pairs. So go and grab a coffee, and I'll see you back here in 13 minutes. All right, guys, welcome back to session 2 of today's live room. Tuesday the something of March. Whilst we're on dates, this Thursday, okay, lots of you have been asking about the strategy sessions that I host. And basically I do 3 of them every 6 weeks or so to 8 weeks or so. And the last one I'm doing is on Thursday, okay? Thursday at 5:30 p.m. British Standard Time, or British Summer Time, sorry. And if you want to come to one of those, here's the deal. They're completely free, and we just spend an hour and a half to 2 hours going through your situation in a little group, okay? So we all work together as a group. And we put a plan together, 3-year plan together, giving you clarity, direction over what to focus on next, particularly with the situation we're in right now, so that you can become financially free as efficiently as possible. That's the goal. The goal for me is to get you to financial freedom as efficiently as possible, so you'll go away with a solid plan to enable you to do that, depending on where you're at in your situation right now. That's it. That is literally it. If you want to get in, as I say, the last session is coming up on Thursday, and then that's it. That's the last one. So if you have been thinking about getting involved, definitely go and book on to one of those sessions. All right. Very, very valuable. It's going to be extremely valuable to you guys. I can paste a couple of links in here so you guys have got it. Should you wish to come and join me. Phil's already signed up. Excellent. Can't wait. You're going to love it. Can't wait to see you there. Last one forever. Forever, ever? Maybe not the last one forever, but it's a really important timely. It's very timely to get in now because of what's going on in the world. But yeah, if we do more, it'll be not until, I don't know, late spring. Okay. Let's make a start by going through some of these other pairs then. We've been through the pound, we've been through Aussie Cad, Aussie Dollar, pound dollar, euro dollar, and there's basically opportunities on all of them. So a couple of opportunities on Aussie Cad, opportunity on Aussie Dollar. There's a flag breakout on the pound dollar, which I'm not looking at personally, but it's there. And it also looks like we're pushing up towards the top of that channel now, so it'll give you a better, see, we're not at the bottom anymore. So this is a much better entry. And you'd be basically taking this trade here, and depending on your stop loss rules above the high, you're going to get typically a good reward to risk. And look at that, the target is just above previous structure support. So just an example for you guys, if you wanted to get in here and you wanted to place an at market order, which we haven't shown you guys yet, let's just right click, trade, create new order. You just place an at market sell, and then you'd hit sell, and that's it. And that'd mean that you're basically in the trade. ATR base stopped above the high. This is a 60-minute time frame, 31.14. Yeah, be around 31.30, 31.29. So you just literally hit the stop loss there, 31.29. And then your target, 1.301. Just like that. And then you're in. All right. Don't you wait for the candle to close? Yeah, this isn't a trade that I'd take personally. This is a demonstration for you guys. I would wait for a close of the high, okay, up here. Some of you might trade the breakout. So you trade a sell stop order. Or some of you just wait, because we've already pushed down to the low here. Look at this. 30.87. We've now pushed up to the top of the channel, giving us a better reward to risk. So you can have an at market order there as well. Either way, this is a great, like, this is a 3.8 to 1 trade. Targets right down at previous structure support. I'd get them just above that level, because you don't want to fight through. In fact, 31.4. 31 there. There you go. That's still a 3.8 to 1. And yeah, let's see how it goes. And then euro dollar, we had a sell limit on a bat pattern as well. We're just about to go to pound Aussie. This is the juicy trade on the radar. So let's take a look at this. Let's go out to the daily. What do you think I'm looking at already? What, just without looking at anything, just knowing my style, what do you guys think I'm attracted to about this trade setup already, or this market already? Let me know. Let me know. Tony says my tax bill stung a bit. Yeah, it will do. What? Okay, so look, here's what I'm attracted to. Yeah, we've got a lot of bearish movement, haven't we? Whenever we see this, first thing I'm thinking of, because I'm not looking at a trend continuation, because I'd have to wait for the pullback. But what I am checking for is when I see this, I know that we're on a rally, right? We're just on a roll. We're falling off of a cliff, but I know this can't go on forever. So the first thing I check for, and it's not always going to play out in my favor, but what I'll check for now is, okay, I can't get involved in a trend continuation because we're already plummeting down. I need a pullback to get involved. But let's check to see where we are, because look, we've had a hold here, 74.50, which is a 50 level. Let's go out on the daily time frame. Oh, look at this. Previous structure, support, significant hold there, significant hold there. Right, we've already got a nice little zone here now. What else can we do? We start looking at RSI. RSI's gone oversold. RSI is down at 16. Right? So now we can start going, right, okay, we've got a 50 level, which is a psychological level. Previous major structure support, which we've hit again as support. RSI has gone oversold. The candlestick formations are showing us that we're respecting this level at market right now. So now let's drop down to our trading time frame and decide how we can get involved in this. And literally, we've got divergence on the RSI here, just oversold there. Not the best oversold divergence, but it is divergence. And we've got a retest. The 4 hour has confirmed that we are holding this level. So some of you might be as aggressive to go down to the 60 and go, right, okay, well, I've already had my retest on the 60. I'm going to get in here. And that's absolutely fine. For me, because of the way that I trade this pair, and also we do have some indications of bullish rejections here as well, and the moving average is fanning out quite wide. So there's some other discretionary notes that you want to pay attention to, but I can still get this if I can get a real tight stop, good reward to risk profile, and get involved. So first thing, I just want to go out to the daily again and look at previous structure. Now, there is some structure here. Okay, so 75.55, we've got some inside structure right here. So when I drop down to the 4 hour, 75.55, if I clone this, 75.55, right? And you can see just on the 4 hour there's a little shelf as well. That is really where I'd be looking to take targets. So it's not, again, it's not massive. And I never trade greedy massive targets on these structure-based setups. But if I can get involved, if we close here and I can get involved here, and I'm able to get a stop loss below the low, ATR below the low, okay, it could still be an attractive setup. And even if I take primary targets there and secondary targets I trail for, this is still a nice little setup. Let's bring up the long position just to make use of the trading view tools here and put our target in place, stop in place. You can see that it's a 1.7 to 1, risk 49 pips to gain 85. So not the best, but not the worst, and definitely worth taking for me because it meets all of my rules. Tight stop, good reward to risk profile, high probability trade, and not over my maximum allowable risk limit. Garrett says strong move down and losing momentum. Yeah. So that's it. We also have a descending channel, says Kimani. Yep. You could be looking at a descending channel. So at this point, I just want you to understand that I'm not looking for a buying, I'm not looking for a bullish trending move. All right. And the amount of times when I put these kind of structure-based setups out on YouTube and all the rest of it, they say, why would you look to buy, or why would you look to sell if we're bullish? Or so? I'm looking for a structure-based setup that is just a quick in-out move at a very high probability zone. I don't ever look to buy and sell trends. I'm not like trying to sell the low, buy the bottom, sell the high, buy the bottom, sell the high all the time. That's not my approach. And that certainly isn't a way to make money because, as I explained last week, you're probably going to break even at best, because by the time by the time you're looking to get into a trade, you're looking to get out of another one. And by the time you're looking to get out of that one, you're looking to get into another one. And you're kind of in this mid zone the whole time, trying to get your order in the best area of the cluster of orders, which result in you just breaking even. And if you're just trading long and short in a trend, you're going to really struggle. So I'm a trend continuation trader, but I do trade certain levels of structure, meaning I counter the trend if we're at certain levels. All right. And it's usually the end of the trend, or where the end of the trend has usually been. Make sense? How do you read ATR on TradingView? I don't have the ATR indicator up, but what I do is every morning I make the notes of ATR in my notebook of every pair. So I'd make the note of the ATR of the current analysis at the time, and I just have it here as a reference point so I can just quickly draw it on. Cool. So this is what I'm looking at. And if we close, the lower we close, the better, by the way. If we can close in here, that would be great. I can take the trade and get a better risk reward. What is ATR? ATR it stands for average true range. And it's basically a volume indicator showing you the average movement of price in pips over a period of time. So if you have, depending on your period of ATR, if it's 14, it will take the last 14 candles and give you the average range and movement in pips across those 14 candles. And you might have a 14 period, you might have a 7 period, you might have a 5 period, 20 period, whatever you prefer. So that's the pound Aussie. Good setup, good looking setup. Something I'll be waiting for. I have to wait for the close of that candle a little bit later. So hopefully we don't close up too high, but we may also become invalidated. Or we might just rally up and hit the would-be targets anyway, and I'll just miss out. But that's trading. Unfortunately, you can't catch them all. Let's go to the daily on the pound yen. So we've got pound yen, dollar yen, New Zealand dollar to get through. Yeah. By the way, here's a question for you guys. Totally off topic, by the way. Mission Impossible. When is it out? Like, it was meant to come out in 2020, was it? I've been waiting for that to come out. Mission Impossible 7, is it? Or 8? I don't know. I think it's 7. If anyone knows the release date of that, let me know. The anticipation is real. Is the ATR setting different for you on different pairs? No. No. Watch Uncharted, brilliant. Is it? Yeah, we will go and see that. We've been meaning to. Get your approval, SB. Steven says, I can't take Tom Cruise seriously as a tough guy. Really? I don't think he plays a tough guy. I just think he plays a very... Yeah, you can't say a bad word about him to me, to be honest. Brilliant film. Great, we will do. Cool. Pound yen. Rejection candle. This is basically what we looked at earlier. We won't spend too long on this. But essentially, here's the daily time frame, okay? We've approached previous structure resistance, major level, right? So major level of resistance right here. We held, had spikes to the highs, but essentially this zone here is a major level of structure resistance. And if we just go historically past that, you can see it as also a major level of support. Okay, so we bounced off of that level once, twice, we broke through it, it became resistance, 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 and then today we are seeing a big rejection candle on the daily time frame at that level. What does that tell us? It tells us that we're likely to hold. Where do I sign up for that webinar on Thursday? Question mark, question mark. I'll start spamming if no one answers. We'll just block you then. Bye. Jason's last post. Cool. So we've seen a rejection candle here. That says to us we're likely to hold. If not, see a post to the downside. Okay. How can we get confirmation that we're likely to see a push to the downside? Let's go down to the trading time frame. Look at this. Rejections. This is what we was talking about earlier. This is a fake out, fake breakout. And although we've closed above that high, this is a great indication of confirmation we're likely to see a rally, a rollover, sorry. Or a hold of this level at least. Scotty says, Mission Impossible was supposed to come out around my birthday. I think because of COVID it doesn't come out and stuff. AMC should be coming back with something big. Yeah, that's what happened. But I thought it was like ready to roll. But I haven't seen any updates. I know like his plan was to do 2 more, wasn't it? 7 and 8 and then retire. I think he wanted to retire by the time he was like 55, I think, or 60. I don't even know how old he is. But that was the goal, and obviously that delayed it. And from what I've heard or seen, I think it's like meant to come out next year, but I just don't know why they've delayed it so long. Could you please look at Euro Aussie? Yeah, we can take a look at Euro Aussie. I trade on the 5-min. RSI, the RSI settings I use are the same, and they're all considered overbought at 70 and oversold at 30. I have mine set to 80 and 20 because I like to use it as an extreme filter for like confluence in my structure-based trading. I don't use RSI for trend trades. Yeah, that future trading dude. Like, what a way to go about it, right? Where do I sign up for the webinar on Thursday? Question mark, question mark. Bloody hell, I will start spamming if nobody answers. Crazy, man. Like that's the sort of person we want to work with. If you have ever read the Jack Reacher books, it's difficult to take Tom Cruise seriously in that role. Yeah, I haven't read the books. I've just seen the film, which I thought was really good, by the way. As I say, Tom Cruise can't really do too much wrong in my eyes. He's one of my favorite actors, if not my favorite actor. And it's much more, it's not just to do with like the acting as a skill, which I think he's a brilliant actor anyway, but it's more to do with the dedication to the craft, to the whole industry, you know, and that approach, his ethics, just everything he's about in acting and filmmaking. I think he goes above and beyond. just to deliver some entertainment for the user, and I resonate with that. Yeah, did you ever see the clip when he broke his foot, carried on running past the camera? Yeah, that was used in the film, wasn't it? That was the last one. He does all the stunts. He learned, he's a pilot. He did the base jump, the skydiving, all the thing. It's cool. What do you think of Will Smith's act on Sunday? Interesting. I think that, he got triggered, and he shouldn't have done, basically. Because both of those guys are what we find funny, what humans do find funny. And as close to the mark as it might be, or the closer to the mark, the more it's like, that's why people go and sell. Like, comedy is a massive thing. You go to Vegas, these comedians sell out, like Caesar Palace, all of these places, because they're that's what people want. What I think is you only get triggered by something when you're not happy about something in yourself. So when someone says something that's hurtful, it's because you haven't loved that thing about yourself, and you can't own that in yourself, and that's when you get triggered. And if they were happy with who they were as people, truly, then there would be nothing to kind of get triggered about or be protective about. So I know Will Smith's been one to kind of, do you know what? I think Will Smith, he does try to come across as a very much a masterful human being. But in actual fact, I think he's not too happy about his relationship situation. And I think anything around that topic is going to trigger him, because he's not entirely happy about it. And I think he's almost pretending to be happier than he is about it. That's my opinion. John says, hi Jason, just finished watching your how to journal trades professionally. I also think he had a bit too much to drink. Video on YouTube, it's amazing content. Highly recommend anyone who's not seen. Thanks, John. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that as well. And if you could go and share the love on your social or whatever, that would be appreciated as well. Cheap shot. You can only get pushed too far. If it was genuine, it was a bit of a cheap shot. Yeah, look, they're both doing their jobs, and yeah, I think Will Smith will really regret it, to be honest. But there you go. Hi, Pulse X? Nope. I don't know Pulse X. Do you generally trade on the 4-hour time frame? 4 hour, 1 hour, yeah. Yep. Okay, so look, we're likely to see a rollover here, okay? Hourly time frame, there's just going to be no way of me entering anything on this because of my style of trading. One, I don't want to short because of that big spike up, and stops would be massive, and plus we have actually broken closed above. Two, I don't want to buy because of the rejection. Three, there's no consolidation setups here that I can trade. So yeah, just nothing on the pound yen for me. I just sit back and watch. And that's okay. Let's go to the dollar yen. The most famous slap ever I understand his reaction. I wouldn't like it if my wife is sick, loses hair. Someone is joking about it. No. But yeah, the reaction wasn't, the reaction's not right, is it? Let's face it. You can't just get up and slap someone. Because here's the thing. If it was really that bad, although it might hurt you, everyone else will make up the decision. Everything will get pulled into balance. So if it was really bad, the whole crowd wouldn't be laughing their heads off. They'd be going, oh, no, no. Or, you know, he might have got booed. That's what comedy is. Like, that's what comedy is. Has anyone been to a stand-up comedy show where everyone's trying to avoid sitting at the front because you get picked on? But they love it, really. That's why they go. Anyway. Dollar yen. What are we looking at here? Big rally up to 124 flat. That's the first thing I see. 24 flat. Flat, even handle number. Let's go out historically. Bearing in mind the dollar yen doesn't really behave like other pairs. It doesn't really care. But we are approaching a level of major. This is an extreme high, right? This is the highest it's been. 2015. This is the last time we were at this level. Highest we've been in this market for a decade. Okay. Major resistance level. Big rejection at that level. Trading time frame. Do we get confirmation? We've got this fake out here. Rejection. What would be lovely here is a double top. If we got a double top. Now, in order to get a double top, I need it to test this high, but not break and close above this high. Okay, so I need a double top entry for this. If you're more aggressive, you could have traded a 3-bar reversal, but we didn't have one. We haven't had a lower low, lower close on the 4-hour yet either. So, you know, we're just waiting for that retest. Unfortunately, I can't trade anything else on this. So it's just a bit of time to wait. And then finally, the New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar. Choppy mess. Absolutely nothing on this pair. Has anyone got anything on this? Let me know if you have. We had the nice rollover following the analysis we did last week. Rollover trade. You would have taken targets down at structure at 69.15, something like that. And we've already hit that. So now this is what I call dust settling phase. Waiting for the market to show its hand, reset, get back into where we're likely to go next, give us some indication on what the next high probability move is. But right now, there's no high probability move here. We're just in the middle of nowhere. We've already been rejected 3 times at this high, so I definitely don't want to buy it. I don't want to sell it because we're not in a reversal. So yeah, consolidation pattern's great, but there's none here. Slightly correlated to the flag pattern, which we saw on the pound. So we could have a flag breakout here. This would be your flag breakout. It's not the best looking flag, but it is a flag setup. And you could be waiting to trade this breakout down, but that is definitely not something I'd be trading. So that's it. Aussie Cad, 2 setups there. Aussie Dollar, 1 setup there. Pound Dollar, we got the flag going on. Euro Dollar, another bearish setup. Pound Aussie, a really nice setup that I'm hoping does not push up too high before I'm able to get involved. Pound Yen, nothing other than the rejection. Dollar Yen, nothing other than a double top, which hasn't played out yet. And then New Zealand Dollar, nothing. So about 4 or 5 setups out of 8. Not bad. If you've got anything you're looking at, let me know. If not, then we will pack up, and what we'll do is we'll be back in the live room in tier 1 tomorrow and Thursday for the same thing again. Paul says, awesome analysis. Thanks, Jason. I'm getting a lot from watching you through these charts regularly. Great, Paul. And yeah, if you're not in tier 1, consider coming in. You can come in there for 2 weeks just for $1 to do this every day, plus take part in all the other great stuff in the platform. You can find the links in my descriptions on my YouTube channel or in my channel header, banner or whatever it is. And until tomorrow, guys, I wish you the best in the markets. Be safe, take care, and I'll see you then.